Viewer discretion is advised.
Boom, perfect timing.
You still just, you done said it 10 more times.
What?
Since seeing me again. I didn't want you to shoot your penis. I didn't want you to shoot your penis. Penis. Bro, leave me and my penis alone. What the hell is wrong with you, dude? You done said, how many times you said that you saw me at the store the other day?
Like two to you. Now, how many times did I say I thought you were gonna shoot your dick off? Like 3. I know.
Sir,
I know.
can you please stop talking about my penis, sir? Because it's making it quite obvious why you just grabbed me back there when you was so-called doing your pat down. The same thing they would have did when I got down here.
That was during the search.
No, bro.
That was during the search. When I searched you is what you talking about.
That's crazy. This officer told me he was going to be completely transparent with you about what happened during the time he first saw me, which was probably about a week ago. He said he didn't, for some reason he told you he didn't have no type of contact with me, but that was not true. He did. He saw me open carrying my firearm legally. He made a statement, which he admitted to, that I was going to end up shooting my penis off. I want to also file sexual assault charges because on camera this man has references to my penis at least 10 times, and not to mention at the search scene he pulled my pants, which is stretchable rubber material. He pulled it all the way out and looked down at my penis.
Would you like for me to explain myself? I told him.
You only feel the need to.
What?
And I'm gonna tell, like I can tell, all the accused. You're not required to talk to me. I won't hold it against you. Choose not to.
You know what?
You're not required. But let me explain to everybody at least here.
Hello, my friends. I'm Don Andre, and today we're continuing our investigation into the Richmond, Virginia Police Department. For those of you who want to follow the Roy Leeshun Williams case right from the very beginning, I've put together a playlist with all the videos in order. You can find the link in the description of this video. To summarize what happened in part 1, on August 18, 2023, Roy Leeshun Williams and his younger brother Taiwan were stopped by Officer Nico Young and other members of the Richmond, Virginia Police Department. The reason for the stop was that Mr. Williams was accused of having false tags. In the body cam video, you can see Officer Young approaching Mr. Williams' vehicle and immediately asking if he had any firearms. Oddly, Officer Nico Young didn't ask for Mr. Williams' identification, registration, or any other basic information that most officers would typically request. In the body cam video, Mr. Williams appears perplexed by the sudden barrage of questions regarding his possession of firearms. Officer Young then proceeds to open the driver's side door of Mr. Williams' vehicle. It is at this moment Mr. Williams realizes that he has encountered Officer Young before, about a week prior. Mr. Williams informs Officer Young about this fact, but Officer Young, in an alleged attempt to hide the truth, intentionally lies and denies ever meeting Mr. Williams. Officer Young, along with other officers, eventually pulled Mr. Williams and his younger brother Taiwan out of their car and detained them with handcuffs. Officer Young then conducted a search of Mr. Williams' vehicle, thoroughly checking different compartments until he eventually found Mr. Williams' legally concealed firearms. Officer Young and other officers without a warrant unlawfully examined the serial numbers of Mr. Williams' firearms. While retrieving Mr. Williams' firearms, Officer Young suddenly mentions on his body cam that he now remembers seeing Mr. Williams a week prior, which aligns precisely with what Mr. Williams had previously mentioned during the traffic stop. Roy Leeshun Williams was arrested and charged with 3 offenses: having improper registration, possessing a stolen firearm, and possessing a sawed-off rifle, which would later be changed to possessing a sawed-off shotgun, according to Mr. Williams. In the upcoming body cam video, you will see Mr. Williams being taken to jail and a significant moment where Officer Young and Mr. Williams speak to the magistrate. In my opinion, this is the most captivating part of the body cam video because Officer Young inadvertently incriminates himself throughout. Guys, with all of that said, let's get right into the investigation.
I'm sorry about the dirt.
They recording.
Yeah.
Why you lying? Why you lying on camera? So you don't work down here then the minute once you have me in handcuffs, you have.
Oh, so check this out. So my normal assignment is up north side where I saw you at the raceway, right? I am working overtime where I get the ability to come down here. He works down here. I don't. I work north side. We were at north side earlier this morning, and then we came down here because he's with us. Right, so I don't normally work.
So you recognize me once you have me in handcuffs?
No, so here's the thing. I didn't recognize you until I heard you talking about having the gun on your waistband. Because here's the thing. I honestly did not care because it's legal. I've seen too many people shoot themselves in the dick. I saw one guy, I'm not going to say his name because you probably know his name. He shot him, well, his girlfriend claims that she shot him, but he shot himself. I think she did. He got shot up in the dick, and then there was an exit hole by his...
Innocent until proven guilty. That's a good thing about it.
Oh yeah, we don't determine guilt.
Why you still ain't even tell me what I'm being arrested? You said possession of a stolen firearm. What else?
And then you're getting a summons for the tag. So that's going to still come from the magistrate. And then also to the rifle, you're not allowed to have a short barrel rifle. It has to be longer.
You're not allowed to have an AR pistol.
It's not a pistol.
Huh?
It's not a pistol.
You know your laws. You sure about that?
Even if it was a
You
pistol?
sure about that?
So here's the thing. Even if it was a pistol, you're not allowed to have that back on it.
So you sure that
As
that's
of-
not a pistol?
I know, as of July, the ATF made that announcement as well. So, for future reference.
You said as of July they changed it.
Oh,
How many charges I got?
three or four. One summons, and then the rifle was loaded, so you have that.
A loaded rifle. And what else?
Short barrel, and then a stolen gun.
Stolen, short barrel, and loaded rifle.
Yeah.
You're right. I've been watching YouTube too much. Clearly that other officer's been watching YouTube too much.
Which one?
The one that knew me.
Oh yeah, so there was just a clarification or miscommunication. We saw you in the city.
Bro,
so
I already know.
I'm just
you the one lied.
communicating.
No, you the one lied on camera, bro. You can't fix it now.
No, I
It's
changed
too
it. I said
late.
I remember.
Nah, you can't
Oh,
do
but
it. It's
here's
too
the thing.
late.
So
It's
if
too
you
late.
open carry a firearm,
It's
it's
too late.
legal. So I didn't care. So after we
It's
walked
too late,
away,
bro. It's
I
too
forgot
late.
who you were
Nah, it's too late.
because it wasn't important.
It's too late. It's too late. Entirely too late. You can't put somebody in handcuffs and say, well, I remember you now.
Yeah,
You can't do it.
you didn't do anything illegal that day.
Why can't we?
Well, I didn't catch you doing anything illegal that day.
Oh, it was y'all was together.
No, they weren't there. It was the I was with the white dude and a different state guy.
You gonna recuse yourself?
Recuse?
Yeah.
I'm not that smart. I'll be honest. What does that mean?
Tell them what recuse mean,
He's not. He's definitely not that smart.
Well, I got police taking me downtown that don't know what the word recuse means. Wow.
I don't need to.
Say less. Say less.
You mean redact my statement about
Say
not
less.
knowing you?
Say less. Say less. Say less. I got officers locking me up that's not even smart.
Challenge a judge, prosecutor, or jury as unqualified to perform legal duties because of potential conflict of... Oh! You done been to court a couple times. Your defense attorney probably told you that word. No, it's not. This is
Thanks
only...
for assaulting my intelligence, but it's okay. I appreciate
the
it.
average...
You still recording?
I'm still recording.
Okay.
We're just
What-
having a
what you
conversation.
saying?
Yeah, no, so
Who told
you
me
can
that?
you can try to say that this
Who
was
told
like
me that?
possibly a defense
Who told me
attorney.
that?
You mentioned you had cases before. You said you just beat a case like this.
So who told me that word?
You said you just beat a case like this,
Who told
right?
me that word?
Did you represent yourself?
Once he get in the car, I asked him on the ride down to the jail, I said, "Hey, are you gonna recuse yourself?" And he looks at me like, "What does that mean?" I'm like, "You don't know what the word recuse mean and you in the law field?" So he hops on his phone, he looks up the word recuse, and he reads the dictionary, he reads the definition, and then he says, "How do you know that word? From your lawyer or something?" And I look at him, I'm like, wow, so insult my intelligence because you don't know the law or you don't know words that you should know while being in the law field. You know what I'm saying?
Boy, you mad at me for the other day so bad, boy. You ain't like the way I fucked over you.
I don't care. I
You
really
like the way I
didn't
told
care.
you all this.
I really didn't care.
You was bored and I could see your face that day. Y'all should have saw that, man.
I just didn't want you to shoot your dick
You
off.
really wanted to put your shoe down.
I wanted to
but
make sure
had-
you didn't shoot yourself in the dick.
But it's all good.
I've seen too many people shoot themselves in the dick and bleed out.
Boy, you had it out for my soul. You probably hunting me down. Wouldn't be surprised if you've been following me.
I've been following you. That's crazy.
But that's crazy.
That is very crazy.
What a coincidence.
I know.
You want to put all this down as a coincidence?
It is a coincidence.
Ooh.
I can't see through your tinted
So
windows. So here's the thing.
Hold on, so
I
it's a coincidence for you to say you didn't know me 1 minute, but then 5 minutes later say you know me?
after you brought up the facts of when we saw each other.
So you remember after 5 minutes?
You know how many people I see? How many people I see like a week?
And then you started to call everything down to the T after that. Like everything just came back.
It did. He jogs my memory.
What did disappear like that? You're a funny guy.
How many kids do you have?
Did you get a chance to run my driver's license?
I feel good.
Oh, you did? So y'all ran that? Oh, wow. You didn't even ask for that.
I didn't have a chance.
I know. You wanted to get me out the car so bad.
Lawfully, yes.
Yeah.
For my safety and yours. And guess what? There were firearms in the vehicle, so I was right.
Because you saw me the other day with a firearm. That's how you know it was a firearm.
No.
It don't take a rocket scientist to figure that out, man. You knew that.
Putting everything together, it sounds as
You knew
if
that. You knew that. But it's okay.
I do.
Thanks for remembering me, though.
I recognize the one with the
Thank
clip
you.
on it,
Thank
though.
you. I appreciate it. So, seeing me with a gun the other day made you want to snatch me out of my car. Boy. Future references, when you go to do that, what you're supposed to do is, sir, you're being detained. I need you to stay. It's just common decency.
You think
Respect.
so?
You know what I'm saying? I'm just
So,
telling you how.
how about this? The next traffic
next
stop I
time,
do,
yeah,
where I
next time.
believe that the occupants of the vehicle are armed, I'm gonna give it a shot.
Oh,
I'm gonna give it a shot.
will you believe the person is on?
Which is why I did this sweep. Which is why I'm gonna tell the magistrate.
Okay. Alright, so
I reckon the
if
city
you
of Richmond.
believe a person is on, you will detain them each and every time, right?
Not each. Just like when you were open carrying, I didn't mess with you because it was legal.
Okay.
You weren't breaking the
Okay,
law.
so answer my question.
In your
If you
situation.
believe the person is on, you would detain the person.
So what happened in your situation today?
Just answer the question.
I'm
It's a
asking
yes or no question. If you believe
You're-
the person is on, would you detain them?
the answer that you're gonna provide would be the answer for the question you're asking.
You funny. I can tell you don't even really, like you not knowing what the word recuse mean. I can tell you really just was given the badge and thrown out there.
You think so?
Yeah. It's obvious.
Should I tell the chief that needs to be a part of our curriculum?
Yeah.
Okay.
You need to learn all that shit. If you could be in the law, in the field of law, you need to know what the word recuse means.
I will.
Clearly, this is a conflict of interest.
How about this? I will put it in the report that I type up for this. Okay. I'll show you the report.
This is one of the biggest conflicts of interest I ever seen. You wanted my whole soul, boy. You won't stop until you got it. I can tell the way you approach me like that. That's why I called for your supervisor. That's why I wanted him right there. Witness him.
Yep.
How you father?
Did I? How so? Well, you can look at it this way. It's Richmond. So either you get out or they hold you until tomorrow. It's not Friday, so you don't have to stay the whole weekend.
Well, I better get out whether they hold me. Don't matter. I get to a phone. You gonna tell the magistrate you told me the other day?
If you want to tell him.
You ain't gonna tell him?
If you want to tell him.
I'm saying, is you gonna tell him?
I mean, you know what? Because the other day you had a gun, so I'll mention that. You know
I'm saying, are you gonna tell him for real?
You want me to, I will.
Because this is ready to get real interesting. This is ready to get real.
Recuse myself. Recuse.
You gonna tell her that?
Recuse. It's like rescue.
Start from the beginning.
But it's like rescue, but you take the S.
Listen, start from the beginning. Don't tell her half
Same
the story.
letters as rescue. So can I rescue myself from a recusive statement? Is that how you use it?
Don't tell her half the story. Tell her all of it. You start from the beginning. That's all I ask. For you to be as much as real as possible. You be as transparent as possible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah? You remember that date? You told me?
Yeah, now that you reminded me that you were... Because the other thing that's weird, you're the only person I've ever seen do that.
When that was?
Have the gun.
When that was when you saw me?
Friday.
Friday?
Yeah, it was almost a week ago. Because Friday is the last day that I did this.
Friday?
It had to be Friday. It won't this week. I didn't work Saturday. Yeah, I didn't work Saturday. Yeah, that's another thing. You're the only person I see open carry like that.
Damn. You getting me? You're looking at her. I can tell.
That's funny.
He just pulled my drawers out and looked down at my penis. He did. When he was checking, I'm talking about him. I know you, bro. I know gay guys, bro. Y'all good. It's this guy.
I'm gay. That's a hate crime.
That's not a hate crime.
I'm gonna sue you.
That's an opinion.
That's a hate crime.
That's my opinion.
I think you didn't want to get out the car because you thought I was gay.
Nah, I thought, for real, I thought you was ready to kill me because you saw me the other day. You wanted to do it, but you folded under pressure.
What did I say? What did I tell you the other day?
You didn't really know how to talk to me because you seen.
It was on camera when I saw you the other day with the gun pointing at your dick.
Bro,
I didn't want you to shoot your dick off. You want me to pull it up?
You keep talking about a man and his dick. That's another reason why I think
you know how much.
You're so worried about my dick.
You know how much you would bleed out
Why
if you
is
shot
another
yourself
man
in the
worried
dick?
about another man's dick?
Because I don't want to be the one to have to fuck.
That's what made me think you was gay.
Oh.
That's why I said don't worry about me and kept it moving because your ass was too focused in that area and I ain't
You
like
could have just said no, thank you. I'm not interested.
Hey, bro, my joke won't even matter, dick, bro. He over-exaggerated. He just one of them niggas that's trying to stretch it type shit. That's what made me think you was gay. You a fruit. You worried about another man's penis? If it make you feel any better, if I was to shoot my dick off, I got enough to still be able to make up for it.
If you make it. If you live.
You feel me? Since you so concerned.
If you live.
Since you so concerned. Because it look like, goddamn, you mad at me. I can tell you mad at me. You a little nigga.
I'm sure.
You a little nigga. You don't get no hoes. And you worried about the next man dick. Out of all things you worried about when you saw me. You ain't say, hey man, nice gun. You ain't say nothing. You said something about my dick. That's when I knew you was gay.
You know what? You can get out and walk.
Look how you just pointed your finger at that man. You was a fruit.
How does a straight man point? How does a straight man point his finger?
Look how you talking. Your swag, bro.
What?
Everything about you is screaming. You are a fruit.
Damn.
You are a fruit, my guy. You might not know it, but they know it.
They know it. These guys.
They know it. These guys. Come on, bro.
Wow, that's crazy.
This man opened my drawers up, pulled them joints out slingshot style, and looked down my shit.
Slingshot style.
You know how you pulling the slingshot back? That's what he just did to my boxes at the scene and looked down at my shit. That's stamped. I had already knew you was gay, but when you did that, that's stamped.
100%.
You was wondering, did I already shoot it off at that point? You was trying to make sure.
For your safety?
Nah, you want to see. Look, like the other day when I told you, don't worry about me. You worried about men. Grown ass, I'm 32 years old, you worried about me. Come on, bro. Niggas don't do that. Okay. Then that push out here for you to be worried about.
Okay.
You worried about my penis. You still just, you done said it 10 more times.
What, penis?
Since seeing me again. I didn't want you to shoot your penis. I didn't want you to shoot your penis. penis. Bro, leave me and my penis alone. What the hell is wrong with you, dude? You're weird. But I'm glad this being recorded though, because you would let the
Sorry,
judge
Young
know
4163.
the other day.
I'll tell him if you want to.
Yeah, tell the magistrate that.
Yes, ma'am.
I saw him the other day. I was so concerned about his penis. I followed him around Richmond. Hey guys, you still got your penis? Damn. That's why I was really scared to get out the car if you really want to be technical. He was so concerned, bro. You've been thinking about my penis for a week straight.
You are reaching.
And it showed that you got what you was looking for when you just pulled my drawers out like that.
Reaching, bro.
I ain't reaching. It showed. You were so concerned. You finally got what you was looking for. You ain't had to pull my drawers out that far to look down my pants, bro.
I could have looked further if I wanted to. But they're going to find it in the X-ray machine if there's anything
Bro,
in
when
there.
he searched me and went between my legs, he grabbed my balls. On everything I love, bro. Y'all don't think this dude gay?
It was down for some crazy shit. I knew I'm getting out this jump. Like, this ain't my man. Just in a way, like a cop sitting in the middle of the fucking parking lot. I had to work at 3.
Is that recording, bro?
Yeah.
Make sure you tell that magistrate about everything.
You will be right there.
I know, this is what I'm saying, bro. About your concerns and all that. Make sure you tell her
Don't
everything.
recuse myself. Word of the day.
You can recuse yourself if you can. I don't really care.
You want me to, but
Tell
I'm
me
not.
what was your biggest concern about this all?
What, almost 7 days ago?
Tell her what was your biggest concern.
Or today?
Just tell her what was your concern. What's been your concern? You said it on camera probably like 10 more times. So just make sure you tell me your concern.
So 7 days apart. The
Tell
things I was
me I
concerned.
put my drawers all the way out. That was your concern. Remember that. Just remember that, bro.
Okay.
Because now, bro, even sexually assaulting me, bro, like grabbing my balls like that is insane, bro. That's insane.
So we have, so you don't have anything illegal that the X-ray is going to show, or when you squat and cough, they're going to find.
I got to get you on
Okay.
assault.
Because just this past week,
sexual assault.
someone said there was nothing up in them, and then something was in them, and they called a felony for some reason.
Sexual assault.
So I don't want you to catch a felony for a misdemeanor.
Sexual assault. You want me to have someone with me so bad?
I'm just saying, that's why, I mean, you're claiming all this. Alright, you can have a seat right there. He's gonna go first. How's it going?
My God, they put you over here now. Oh, no. Hey, I can tell you're not the same dude anymore.
What?
You're still the same guy.
I don't know.
People change all the time.
Did he call you gay as well?
Nah.
Oh, okay, just me.
Around
Alright.
6 years under that. Nah. You know, you been on me how long?
I know you straight. You see that? You see? Statements
Call the man gay.
like that? Nah, you should have seen.
It's because the way
people doing it.
I point. Apparently I point like a gay person. I'm offended.
Yeah, I'm taking out a sexual assault charge.
Okay.
You ain't have to grab my balls like that.
Okay. Mr. Williams?
Which one?
Are y'all related?
I don't know.
Troy? Wait,
You don't even
what's
know
your
my
first name? I know you're Roy Williams. Alright, Tyrone, you're gonna hop in here first.
Not only was he lying on me, he brought my little brother in this. He basically charged my little brother with possession of ammo while being a convicted felon. They just pulled him out of the car and searched him. He had nothing on him person. And I told them everything that was in the car belongs to me. You know what I'm saying? That's anything that they have suspicion about. You know what I'm saying? I told them that was mine. So yeah, I knew Officer Nico Young was caught up.
I thought it was your son at first, honestly.
He could be your son. He could be your son.
Well, you said you have a son, but there's a bike back there, so the son must be like 5, 4
Paperwork for
sexual harassment. Will I recuse myself for that too, though? I'm trying to, bro. You put me on. You educated me.
I told you so, man. You must have just learned penis, the way you keep saying it. You thought I was gonna shoot my dick off.
Yes.
Had a gun that I was carrying on the clip off to the side over here.
With the barrel pointed down.
Wasn't nowhere near my dick. Now, he wanna, for some reason, focus on my private part area, but the gun was nowhere near my dick. Okay. So, like I said, this man hunted me down, bro. He needed some type of reason for to come in contact with me again, and he wanted to take every last opportunity, so when he did, he can do what he did. That's why you didn't hear, sir, you're being detained, step out of it. That's why you didn't hear the things that was supposed to happen. You heard straight, get out of there. Yeah. Come on, man. You put 2 and 2 together now. Just have some common decency. That's all I'm asking you to do. Just think about it. Process everything. And then saying, I don't know you, I don't work down here, but 5 minutes later saying, oh yeah, I do know you after I'm in handcuffs.
Where you see you?
Process it, bro.
Where you see you?
He told you where he saw me at.
I didn't tell him. I told you.
I know you saw. Where you see you?
Lord. You done said, how many times you said that you saw me at the store the other day?
Like 2 to you. Now, how many times did I say I thought you were gonna shoot your dick off? Like 3. I know.
Sir,
I know.
can you please stop talking about my penis, sir? Because it's making it quite obvious why you just grabbed me back there when you was so-called doing your pat down. The same thing they would have did when I got down here.
That was during the search.
No, bro.
That was during the search. When I searched you, is what you told me.
That's crazy. Same thing they would have did when I got down here. You took it upon yourself to grab my balls.
To keep you from catching a felony charge of friggin'.
Why are you so worried about it if I had to go do that when I got down here anyway?
This is your accurate.
How you gonna keep somebody from catching a felony charge? That's crazy. Do that sound right? You heard his reason? To keep me from catching a felony charge. I would have caught it regardless, right?
Alright, you can have a seat. Or stand.
Just say you gonna tell her everything from the beginning?
Yes, I have to, bro. Jeez. It's a probable cause here. So, I'm gonna talk, you're gonna have your chance to talk, okay? Good afternoon.
I'm telling him, you know what, cool. You're going to stick with your lie, cool. The least you can do is when you get in here to this magistrate office, you need to tell her about a week ago and that this is what all this is actually about. You need to come clean, because if you get in here and you try to make it like I'm really a criminal and I really broke some type of law, then you're going to look crazy later on in court. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, all the facts going to have to come to the surface. Once we got in the magistrate office, he told everything first about the traffic stop and kind of told half of the story about the week prior incident, but he didn't tell it like how he was supposed to. The way he was supposed to start out that story was with the week prior incident and then so on.
Can you state your name for me, please?
Roy Leeshun Williams.
This man from Austin. He's been arrested on an allegation of being in possession of a stolen firearm, possessing a sawed-off rifle, transporting a loaded shotgun/rifle, and improper registration. I'm assuming of the motor vehicle?
Yes, apologize.
You told her I had a shot?
I'm going to explain what that means.
What we're going to do is hold a hearing. I'm going to swear in the officer. We'll both hear his evidence, and then I'll give you an opportunity to speak to me if you like, okay?
Okay.
Do you swear or affirm?
Yes.
And what's going on?
I'd say roughly about an hour and a half, 2 hours ago, I observed a vehicle operating on the Lothian Turnpike. It was traveling westbound towards Chesterfield County, just before the Chippenham Bridge, so within the city of Richmond limits. I observed that the vehicle had a temporary Pennsylvania tag that did not come back as registered on file. We conducted a search through DMV through the state of Pennsylvania. Nothing came back on file for that vehicle. I then positioned my vehicle behind the vehicle that Mr. Williams was later identified as operating. I initiated my traffic emergency lights a little bit after the Chippenham Bridge, and then continued to follow the vehicle. The vehicle continued towards the traffic light while I was behind it with my emergency lights on. The vehicle turned into the shopping center. The vehicle then continued at a slow pace, turned left, past a empty parking lot to the right, then continued to drive, turned left into a Popeyes parking lot. The vehicle then slowly drove past 5 empty parking spaces to which it could have pulled over safely at any point in time, and then came to a stop. At that point in time, too, observed that the vehicle was, from the driver windows down to the back, was completely tinted out, and tint that appeared to be beyond the legal limit. It was not tested, but due to the perceived illegal tint, I was unable to see the occupants of the vehicle. Due to the tint and me not seeing inside of the vehicle, and then due to the vehicle proceeding the distance that it did, once or after my emergency lights were activated, the vehicle choosing not to go to the empty parking lot to stop, and then the vehicle passing 5 empty parking spaces while slow rolling and then coming to a stop, I believe potentially that the occupants of the vehicle were potentially in possession of firearms due to both training experience of similar situations where a prolonged stop involves an individual either concealing a firearm or concealing something that they do not want to be found. I then went and made contact with the driver. As I approached, the driver rolled down the window. He was identified as Mr. Williams at a later point in time. Mr. Williams was inside the vehicle with another occupant. As I approached Mr. Williams, his right hand was down to his side towards the seat, between the seat and the center console. I then asked Mr. Williams if there were any firearms inside the vehicle. Mr. Williams asked why did I ask that, and did not answer my question as far as any firearms inside of the vehicle. So, due to the prolonged stop, the distance that the vehicle traveled, the vehicle passing both the empty parking lot to which it could have safely pulled over, the vehicle refusing to both stop on the way to the Popeyes parking lot, and then slowly passing 5 additional parking spaces to which no other vehicles were occupying, no one was walking through, and the vehicle could have safely pulled over. And Mr. Williams' refusal to answer my question, I decided that I was going to conduct a protective sweep for the safety of myself and my partners. Mr. Williams refused to exit the vehicle. He stated that he wanted a supervisor to arrive on scene before he would exit the vehicle. I notified my supervisor. Supervisor was made aware he was en route. We then removed Mr. Williams from the vehicle and the other occupant, which he was later identified as well. After that, I conducted a protective sweep for any firearms within the vehicle, and inside of the glove compartment were 2 loaded Glock firearms. One of the firearms, or both firearms were ran. One of the firearms was confirmed as stolen out of the city of Richmond. I then advised Mr. Williams of his Miranda rights. Around 2:47, Mr. Williams stated that that was his vehicle. He stated that he owned everything inside of his vehicle. He also referenced paperwork that he recently obtained, where it references that he obtained his rights back to possess a firearm. So although his record showing a felony conviction, we are not charging him with possession of a firearm as a convicted felon. But I asked him about the one firearm, which he referenced. I saw Mr. Williams about 6 days ago with the firearm that he was legally carrying, so I did not make any contact with him. That firearm was inside the glove compartment. I knew it to be the same because he was open carrying it by having it clipped to the outside of his waistband. That firearm had the same clip that I saw him possessing as well, so I knew that firearm was his firearm. And then the other one he stated that he purchased, I told him it was stolen. He said he had all the paperwork that he needed and he would bring it to court with him. And then he repeatedly said anything and everything inside the vehicle is his. So
he stated the one that came back stolen, he stated he purchased it and he has the paperwork.
Yes, and he said he would bring it to court. I asked him additional questions. He just continued to say that he would bring anything that he needed to court with him.
When did he purchase it?
He said he would bring anything that he had with him to court. So he didn't go. I tried to ask questions, and he stuck with. And then around that same time too, he made statements along the lines that if I was going to take him to jail, and I would take him to jail, and whatever he needed to say or bring with him, he would bring in court. So he didn't go into further detail about that. Then in addition to that, Due to other circumstances, the other occupant was inside of the vehicle. There was ammunition that the other occupant was in possession of. That other occupant was a convicted felon. His rights were not reinstated. Due to that, I conducted a search of the vehicle for any additional ammunition or any additional firearms outside of the protective suite to see if potentially that would go underneath that. In the rear of the vehicle, there was a rifle. The rifle was about 10.5 inches long. That's where the sawed-off code section comes from. It addresses the length of a rifle. The rifle was loaded with the round in the chamber. The magazine was under 20 round capacity. It was about 10. So that's why I'm charging with the city code section versus the Virginia state code section. The states has to be a 20 capacity round and or more. The city code section states that it has to be a loaded rifle and it can be transported within a vehicle, which it was. When I saw Mr. Williams, well, the person later identified as Mr. Williams operating the vehicle, he was on the public roadway. And I initiated my traffic lights on the public roadway. He then turned off of the public roadway, past the empty parking lot, the initial drive in the empty parking lot, 5 parking spaces, and then came to a stop slowly. So the initial violation and possession occurred on public roadway.
Oh, you're talking about Tony, okay, other than charging him with the state code section of carrying a loaded firearm and that's over 20, okay.
Yes, because it was
okay.
Yeah, because it was a 10 round magazine, so it didn't reach that 20 capacity standard. And yes, so then outside of that, transported him here to Justice Center.
When did the firearm come back as stolen?
Let me double check, I believe it was the 13th. Yes, July. I apologize, it was still on a Chesterfield in July. I apologize.
Alright, so you heard the officer's testimony. Like I said, I'll give you an opportunity to speak to me. You're not required to talk to me, and I won't hold it against you to not speak to me. So you can run up law enforcement in here, and they'll be the ones that come in this door.
Okay.
Statements, so what you say to you is get to you another time.
Okay.
If you have to tell me your side of the story in this matter, I'm required to swear you in like I did the officer.
Okay, yes.
Alright, do you swear to tell me the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Alright, what would you wish me to know this matter?
This officer told me he was going to be completely transparent with you about what happened during the time he first saw me, which was probably about a week ago. He said he didn't, for some reason he told you he didn't have no type of contact with me, but that was not true. He did. He saw me open carrying my firearm legally. He made a statement, which he admitted to, that I was going to end up shooting my penis off. I politely asked the man to not worry about me and my penis and kept it moving. I can tell the way that him and his partners laughed at him that he was kind of upset because he was with 2 other guys. And I can tell the way they laughed at him that he was kind of upset and that I would be seeing him pretty soon. Which is cool, but I didn't think that it would be under these circumstances today. When he approached my vehicle today in the manner and the way he approached me, I already knew what this traffic stop was about. He didn't ask me for no ID, he didn't ask me for anything. He immediately told me to step out the car because he knew I was carrying a firearm automatically. When I told him I knew him from the other day, he said, "No, you don't. I don't even work down here." I said, "Sir, you're lying." Then once they got me in handcuffs is when his memory came back. He said, "Oh yeah, I do remember you the other day from the store." I said, "So there you go. That's what this is about." That's what this is about. You want to say something? You sound like
I'm not going to cut you off. You say everything.
No, I'm just saying you doing all that body movement.
I
want to make sure you finish talking. Okay, good.
You have your time.
So I instantly knew what the traffic stop was about, man. That's why I asked them to call a supervisor immediately because I wasn't even told I was detained. I wasn't even told I was arrested. I just was immediately told to get out of the vehicle because he knew I had a gun from the other day. So when the supervisors arrived, they got there or whatever, and he said, step out. He said, "Step out of the car." I said, "Do I have to get out of the car?" They said, "Yes, you do." So that's when I got out of the car. All of them got down on me. I said, "This is an assault because nobody has yet told me I was detained. Nobody has yet told me I was arrested. Basically, I'm being treated the way I am all because of a thought of me having a firearm that I'm legally able to have." Unfortunately, ma'am, this is not my first time going through this with Richmond Police Department. I had numerous of videos which I record my rights being infringed upon, and I post them on the internet, and they get a pretty much good amount of attention. Not saying that has anything to do with nothing, but like I said, I immediately knew what this was about. The way he approached my vehicle and the way they did everything they did, because they didn't say I was detained or arrested. They just wanted me out in handcuffs immediately. So, he said he was going to let you know that, but
You know what? May I?
One finish.
Yes. Please say everything you want to say to the magistrate.
Okay, because you're doing too much right now, bro.
The magistrate job is to find probable cause on whatever the case may be, and he knew if he would have told it from that order that it would have looked like what he admitted to in the body camera, that he hunted me down. So for some reason he didn't want to admit to the magistrate what he said on body camera. Hey, I've been looking for this guy and I finally found him. Whatever the case may be, he didn't mention that. He kept that secret from her. But had he would have correctly told the story, I'm pretty sure I would have been able to have those charges dismissed right there on the scene, because the magistrate is a person that's aware of one's rights. So she would have put that flame out before it even caught on fire, and he knew that.
So, like, long story short, man, I'm gonna deal with whatever I gotta deal with, and I deal with it in court. But yeah, I want to also file sexual assault charges, because on camera this man has references to my penis at least 10 times, and not to mention at the search scene he pulled my pants, which is stretchable rubber material. He pulled it all the way out and looked down at my penis, on top of being highly concerned about me shooting my penis off for the last week. And for some reason all his memory came back in place once I was in handcuffs. So it's just a coincidence to me, but it is what it is. I go through whatever I gotta go through in court.
Okay.
You go ahead now, sir.
All right, sir.
Would you like for me to explain myself? I told him.
You only feel the need to.
What?
I'm gonna tell, like I can tell, you know, all the accused. You're not required to talk to me. I won't hold it against you. Choose not to.
You know what?
You're not required. But let me explain to everybody at least here.
I brought up the week prior situation to the magistrate on body camera, thinking that it was going to make him re-engage into it, and it almost did. But if you look at the video, the magistrate stopped him, because she basically knew that he was about to incriminate himself while on body camera, and it was unfortunate that she stopped him, but she knew what she was doing.
Oh, we're gonna get our.
I need to file my charges as soon as possible.
Doesn't give me any type of authority on, you know, civil rights. It's not up to me or my discretion to figure out if you were lawfully pulled over and what happened during that stop. My job only is to determine that the evidence he presented to me meets the criteria of the crime.
Okay, I wasn't finished.
Only a judge can make that determination if your rights have been violated or anything like that. The law doesn't allow me to make that determination.
Okay, I'm gonna let you finish in a little bit.
It has to happen in court.
Okay, I'm gonna let you finish in a little bit. Also, the officer stated that I was pulled over right after we passed the bridge. Ma'am, it's on camera. The officer didn't activate his lights until we got to Popeyes, which is in Chesterfield, Midlothian. It was a lot of road work going on right there, a lot of slow cars and movement and stuff right there. So I wanted to make sure that we was out everybody way and wasn't causing a massive pileup as it is, because they're doing road work in that area. So I rode past, he said I rode past the empty parking lot. That is not true, because once you turn right there by Popeyes, there's no parking lot. The only turn you can make is once you get to the stop sign, either a left or either a right into the Popeyes. I choose to make the left and then make another left into the Popeyes. I didn't want to take up nobody parking spots and nothing like that, so I wanted to get out the way as much as possible. But that's what happened as far as everything. I don't know about him trying to make it like I was trying to hide or something, because I just got my rights back. I have nothing to hide. I do everything the correct way. I got a concealed weapon permit class I'm taking on Sunday and all that, so I'm making sure I'm doing everything the correct way this time, because unfortunately, these people keep bothering me for no reason until they can finally pin stuff on me, and
I
it's
just want to make
just
sure
sad.
jurisdiction of this matter. all this is within Richmond City or a mile outside of the city limit.
Yes.
Yes.
Like at 10,
Well,
less
he
than 10.
didn't activate his license until Chesterfield. I told him I'm supposed to be in Chesterfield jail, but they said no, you don't. But I know for a fact I'm supposed to
A mile
be.
outside of Richmond City. I mean, either way, we have state police here. I have authority in Chesterfield.
Okay.
Okay. From what the officer has testified to, I do find there's enough to at least charge you with these crimes. It means you have your day in court. The judge will make a determination of your innocence or guilt. You have an attorney representing you in court, okay?
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna type up the warrants and we'll go down hearing. 41, your whole code is not on here.
Y'all fishing. This is fishing. That's crazy.
So Young, I didn't ask this prior because you didn't bring up anything about a looting or anything like that, but when were the lights and sirens on for him to?
They were activated, I would say maybe,
How many minutes?
probably,
Prior to then him pulling over?
I would say probably around less than 2, maybe like 1 and some change. But he covered, like, we have the Chippenham Bridge and that first light where, like he said, there's I know there's a Dollar Tree, and then I think it's a tropical smoothie first, once you pass Chippenham, and then you have the entranceway, and then you have the Popeyes and the bridge. So we passed the bridge, and then I lit him up, and then we drove a little bit to the light. Well, he then turned, went straight. So he could have gone right to an open area, or he could have gone left and then pulled off to the side. So we go straight, he slows down as if waiting to make sure there's no cars coming, then slowly drives, then turns into the parking lot and then passes 5 spaces. So around a minute or so, the speeds weren't great, but so he was right, there were cones to the side, but as soon as we got into that parking area, he could have pulled off to the side or could have pulled into any of the 1 parking spaces. He stopped perpendicular, so almost directly behind a car that was parked back. So if anything, we were impeding traffic more so that way than if he had pulled off to the side in the parking lot or into any of the 5 parking spaces that we had passed. I'm not going to charge him with the looting because it wasn't. Yeah.
Trying to figure out the whole picture on.
Yes.
Man, with all due respect, he activated his lights right at the Popeyes light, and his camera would show that.
I turned my camera on before I initiated the lights as I was trying to
Okay,
catch
so
up to
his
you.
camera would show at the light where we were sitting at the red light at Popeyes. It was probably like 4 cars in front of me, but when the light turned green, I made a right literally at that light, and his camera would show that. I don't have no reason to lie, man. I promise you.
Before the
All you gotta do is ask him right now and look at the camera. He pulled me over at the Popeyes. I'm just saying, you can tell he's been in here doing a lot of exaggeration, and then it's sad that you're doing that. But like I said, you even know he activated his lights at the Popeyes lights. I turned right and then turned left into Popeyes. I promise you, I don't have no reason to lie. This guy is lying.
Anything else you wish me to consider while determining your bond in this matter?
No. Why would you lie knowing that everything on camera? You pulled me over at the Popeyes light, bro. You literally, once I turn right is when you turn your lights on.
I turned my camera on before we crossed the bridge.
I know, but when I turn right at the light is when you activated your light.
They were on the whole time. Sorry.
This still being recorded?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is. Just like it was recorded when I turned my lights on and you didn't come to immediately.
Say less. I'm holding it. Everything you say accountable, bro. I'm not letting you lie on me.
So is the camera.
Okay. So you said
That I'm wearing.
Okay.
And it's recorded.
Okay. And that camera is not gonna show you activating your lights one time you hit it right into Popeye.
No, it's not going to show that I activated before.
Okay.
It will show you passing 5 parking spaces that you could have pulled into.
Okay.
And us running the tag, I believe, and not coming back. No, us talking about it afterwards.
Alright, Mr. Williams, you did, from what the officer has testified to, that you did get your firearms rights back. So you at least, and I don't see any prior felonies to appears on your record. You have the prior felony, so you have to issue a bond in this matter, but it has to be a secure bond. The law doesn't allow me to issue an unsecured bond, only a judge is allowed to do that. I have issued a 3,000 secure bond. I don't think you're a flight risk and you don't have any, like I said, any violent felonies. So I did set your court date for tomorrow. If you're unable to bond out, you can ask the judge for an unsecured bond. If you are able to bond out, your court date is still tomorrow at 9 o'clock at the John Marshall General District Court. That's just for you to get an attorney on this matter, okay?
Thank you.
Good luck to you, sir.
As of late May 2024, the case is still ongoing, and as you can see, there are many unexpected changes and unanswered questions. When I interviewed Mr. Williams, he told me that when his case reached district court, 2 out of the 3 charges against him were dropped right away. The only charge that remained was for possessing a sawed-off shotgun. However, when the evidence was presented to the judge in circuit court, the case was immediately dismissed. A week later, Officer Nico Young had the opportunity to present the sawed-off shotgun charge against Mr. Williams to a grand jury for re-indictment. However, his plan didn't succeed as the grand jury didn't believe his story. So what did Officer Young do? He re-indicted Mr. Williams once again, but this time in front of a different grand jury, and somehow the charges magically stuck. Whatever it was Officer Young told the grand jury the second time around, it worked. As of late May 2024, it appears that the case is intentionally being delayed because every time Mr. Williams requests a trial, the Commonwealth of Virginia always finds an excuse to continue the case. I've provided a link to Roy Leeshun Williams' GoFundMe in the description below. If you have the means, I kindly ask you to consider donating to his GoFundMe campaign. The funds will be allocated towards covering expenses such as legal fees, costs associated with gathering documents, evidence, fees related to court proceedings, and expenses related to an upcoming lawsuit.
It's weird that all those officers that was out on the scene, that was all surrounding him, high-fiving him, when it came time to come to court, left him all alone by his lonely self. When we went to court originally, immediately the Commonwealth attorney said they don't want to prosecute the tags in which I was originally stopped for, or they don't want to prosecute the stolen gun in which that was the reason I was even placed in the police car. Because once I was placed in the police car, that's when he went back to my car and continued to search for extra additional things. And that's when he popped my trunk and found my hunting rifle. So it was just weird that they dropped everything that even got me in their police car from the beginning, and to them charging me with possession of a sawed-off shotgun. I was surprised at that charge because I didn't even have a shotgun. I'm still surprised that that's the only thing that still to this day they're prolonging, and they keep continuing, trying to stretch this thing out so it can eventually become old. I think that's their remedy that they're trying to use, but it's not going to work. I didn't have a sawed-off shotgun. That's just plain and simple. You know what I'm saying? That's the true fact. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if people don't know the difference between an AR or a shotgun, but I do. And I'm pretty sure my juries or people in the jury will. And if they don't, we will happily pull up a presentation and show them the difference between the two. But yeah, I just think this one of those situations when you know you caught and you just gotta save your butt. You gotta save your reputation. Officer Nico Young started off the whole traffic stop telling lies. First, he said he activated his light not long after the Richmond-Chesterfield border, which the body camera will prove that incorrect. He hops on the phone to his supervisor and states that it took me a long time to stop. I was reaching for something and that I had tinted windows and I wasn't trying to get out the car. I knew that he was going to get in trouble for having to explain later on why would he tell those lies. When he found my weapon, said, I never seen you before a day in your life. And then 10 seconds later walked past and said, oh, that was you. You know what I'm saying? And I knew from that moment on, I was going to bash him on talking about a week ago, because at the end of the day, this traffic stop is irrelevant. No crime has been committed. it's really hard to tell somebody to remain calm when certain rights is being violated. Like, how could you remain calm when somebody stretch out your sweatpants and look down into your penis? How could you remain calm when somebody reach into your pocket and juggle your balls as if they're trying to make some type of substance fall from in between them? How can I tell somebody to remain calm when you're not entitled into the same traffic stop that everybody else is entitled to, and that's just simply license and registration? How can I tell somebody to remain calm when an officer admits to looking for you for a whole week when no crime has even been committed? How can I tell somebody to stay calm when you placed in handcuffs for 2.5 hours, baking in the hot sun, standing around asking all type of questions? What's going on here? Like, why is this going on? Not getting any answers, only to be told, okay, here's your weapons back and stuff. You're free to go. How can I tell somebody to remain calm when you got an officer tapping at your window for about 6 or 7 minutes for no reason, only to be told, hey, this guy is good, leave him alone, for you to continue to go fishing, trying to find something else? It's hard to remain calm in what I've been through. And the only reason I remain calm is because I continue to go through it. It's basically, like I said, numb. I'm numb to it. But now, at the age I am now versus the age I was then, I'm a grown, even though I was a grown man at 24, 25, 26, but at 33, I'm really a grown man. I'm not pushing this under the rug anymore. I've been traumatized from being sent to jail while having a newborn. Like, my son mama brings a newborn baby to court, like, hey, he just had a baby, to them saying, okay, send him away for a year.
Do you plan on filing a lawsuit?
I absolutely plan on filing a lawsuit. Trying to, as you know, I'm trying to make sure when I come correct. I didn't really want to launch the GoFundMe campaign because I didn't want people to think that I wasn't going to do the right thing with the money. That's why I wanted everybody to, if they had any doubts, just if you saw the video or if you've seen the video, to just donate $1, so that way we all can have a helping hand in holding these people accountable. Hopefully, what happened to me as far as my private part area being violated and whatever, that this officer gets fired and don't have the, you know what I'm saying, chance to do this to another man